Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Okay, yes, I was supposed to start my new job today. There was a hotel issue, so I think now I'm starting Tuesday. So that's alright, because I can catch up on things that I wasn't going to be able to get to, so now I can. So it's a plus, right? Right. Things happen for a reason. I'm always pretty sure universe is out there to protect us, so today wasn't a good day. For whatever reason, the universe decided to not let it happen. I have green tea and peppermint tea. Calming. I did a little cleaning. I had my car all completely packed with everything, and I had to go down and take out stuff that was cold and frozen and stuff I would need for tonight and tomorrow. So everything else is packed in the car. And I may not even need it because I may just drive and say, forget it this week. Anyhow, I'll take it as a good sign that I needed 1 or 2 more days of rest before I dug in to kick ass on my new job, okay? So welcome in. My name is Intuitive Niche. I do have some wonderful background music. If you think it's too loud while we're talking and doing our reading here, let me know in the comments and I can lower it down. Sometimes I think you can't hear it at all, so I'm not sure. And I do have a new singing bowl, but it is packed and ready for my trip. So we'll use the old singing bowl, but I wanted to clear the air. I already did all my candle lighting. And of course, where is she? There's Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea! There she is. She came in for the ride. All right. This is for the general collective for now until the end of May. That's how we're going it. Okay? So the next round of readings after this would be for June. Okay? Got it? Collective? It's for everybody who resonates with this reading as we get started. Like, share, subscribe. You can share it YouTube just about every place. So a friend, a list, I don't care. Share it, please. Thank you. And liking and commenting also lets me know if I'm going in the right direction for a reading. So this is for the general collective. And I'm going to lower the volume because I'm feeling like it's too loud and I have to yell. I could be wrong. I try to keep all the TV stuff out of me while I'm trying to do this. But I need to be able to hear also. Alright, it's on 8 right now. And I'm literally right next to it, so. And now we can't hear it at all. Okay, there it goes. Alright. Let me get started with the singing bowl so we can clear all of the negative energies and all of the past energies and all of the negative things lingering around in my mind as well in my area, my work area. I did do some cleaning here too as well, so I feel a little better about that. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and we will get this reading started. Alright. So much nicer. I also have some new spray here for, it's called Alien Kisses. I bought from a new vendor. And we're using that to clear the air. Yes, we are. I don't want to spray it at my candles. We'll use that also. Alright. Let us now begin this reading. Let's start with, I'm feeling the urge for a Kipper and Gilded Reverie. Okay, both a form of the Lenormand deck. So let me push my thing back because I got a feeling we're going to have lots of cards coming out. Okay? All right. Adjust my microphone. Let's get it going. Yes, we are going to get it going. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. We'll start with Gilded Reverie. Of course, I'll move along with guiding the reading with the guidebook as well, so you understand as I will. Okay. Got all my bracelets on today that I made. Yep, I forgot my rings though. But that's alright, because I didn't go anywhere. Alright. Sorry, that is noisy up there. I keep forgetting that. Alright. We need to help the collective for the rest of May. What shall we tell the collective for the rest of May? Spirit, Archangels, Universe, what shall we do for the rest of May? Okay. Alright. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got 2 cards. That's good. I like when they fall in pairs for these decks. Next up, we got another. Oh, we might have a story to tell today. Let's go, let's go. Of course, I also have another new deck. We'll be using this tarot deck today for this reading. I'll play with the new cards. I have some new cards too down in my car, which was going with me. Okay, let's see where we are. Alright, the first 2 cards, number 35 and 36. Now the cross, remember last time I did this reading with the cross, it wasn't a good thing. So, here we are, feeling anchored in something. Alright, because here's the anchor. And here's the cross. And we're going to put them down. I think I got to move this book. This is my shadow book I've been working to do my shadow stuff. I have a couple others as well. So number 35 is the anchor. I think that came out second. And number 36 is the cross. Yes, it did. Okay, and then we have number 4, a house. 4 wall structure. Talking about structure. And then, of course, we have the man. Number 28. All right. So let's see what else comes out of that mixture. Okay. Gonna keep an eye on my thing. All right. Universe. What else do we have to talk about today? All right. We have the Rider, number 1 card. The Rider's usually bringing in something, a message, or... Of course, it's under the cross, which isn't a good card. In general, it's a negative card. And then we have the lilies, flowers. 30. Okay, let's see. Ooh. I just got a few flip overs and I didn't even finish shuffling yet. Okay. Any other cards after this? Probably need a couple more. Wow. Dropsies. Okay, anyway, we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's get the other ones here. We have, wow. All right, these 4 flipped over. We'll take the 2 that fell. We have number 16, the star. Star car is usually a hopeful thing, right? So, and then we have number 2, the clover. Yeah, that's a good card. So far, this isn't looking like a messed up reading. It just starts out with something negative, so we'll have to see what that's going to do for us in the next few days here. I said this reading is for the general collective for the rest of May. Okay. Here is the mountains. That's some obstacles, right? We have Anubis, number 8, which is a coffin. and the clouds, which is next to the coffin. The dark side of the clouds is next to the coffin, and the mountains are next to the other side of the coffin. So that's something coming in, maybe. And there's a tree. Okay. Alright, so the tree has a rainbow on it. I'm hoping after this negativity I feel with this reading. Okay. Let's see if we get any more cards out of this deck. Like I said, we're going to clarify with a tarot deck and also the Kipper deck. So this reading is probably going to be a little spicy. But it is for the general collective until the end of May. Alright, Spirit. We need 4 more cards for this reading. 4 more cards. Yes, 4 more cards. Oh, we got one. There's dice. The dice. Alright. The dice deck. Okay. Trying to make sure I can fit all 4 columns on here because it's easier for me to read that way. I'm trying to jump around and figure out where they were supposed to be. Okay. So the dice card's now under the mountain, the obstacle. Okay. So weird. I always think like that foretells an unaliving. Okay. All right, we have the number 19 card. House. Another house card. I'm not sure that's exactly what that was meant to be. And then we have the moon card, number 32. 32. Bad illusions. And we need at least 1 more card here. Let's see. Spirit, kindly give me 1 more card to conclude this reading. And then we will use the Kipper to clarify, communicate more deeper meanings to it. We are going to use the guidebook with this first deck. Oop, and there it is. It's the whip, number 11. And on the bottom, what you don't see coming is the birdhouse. Okay? All right. And this is the last card. It was well, they call this the broom. I call it the whip. All right. So we have the cross, the anchor, the house, the man. So most of these readings with this deck is literal, so we take that as the male, not as the energy. So it is a male energy with the rider, flowers, the star, the clover, which is good luck. So, but then we have the mountains, the coffin, the clouds, and then we have the tree, the dice, another house card. I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out when we look that one up. I don't know. I don't know if I like the card, I guess. 32 is the moon card, and number 11 with the broom. Okay. Let's start with that cross card. I know it's not a good card, but it also depends on the cards surrounding it. So the cross card itself might just mean that this is where you are and that you're moving away from it. So this is just the beginning of the reading. So I am the bringer of grief, sadness, burdens, and ordeals. Pain, suffering, and guilt is the area of my expertise. I claim weeping, tears, and lamentations, and ask for prayers and supplications. When happy cards come at my right, which is the anchor, then you shouldn't experience too much fright. Okay? We'll see. The cross in the Lenormand is a symbol of the state of suffering, universal and unavoidable. So not something you planned, probably a little more unexpected. It is the state of carrying the burden of others who are not accountable for their actions, meaning the cross we have to bear. This card is the calling card of taking responsibility despite the cost. On a positive note, With this, redemption may come depending on the surrounding cards. So surrounding the cross card right now, we're going to read the next one anyways, is number 35, the Anchor, and number 1, the Rider. Okay? Let's see. Number 35, the Anchor. With stability and security, I bring peace of mind. I push you to persevere and help you reach your goal. Watch out for negative cards. They might shackle and pull you down a hole. In the original game instructions of the cards, which became the Lenormand pattern, this is the most important sheet of the whole game. This is the most important sheet. Remember that. They put it as a sheet, even though it's an anchor. Insofar as the one who comes to stay on this picture of hope has won the game and draws the whole cash box or deposit. The anchor is the traditional symbol of hope or faith and comes before death, the cross. And in this case, for this reading, it's coming after the cross, which is death. So I'm thinking that death will not be happening. And I'm going to read the number 1 card real fast just to see if it plays a role or if it's just another positive, okay? All right. Number 1, the Rider. I am always bringing news. Look around me to see what it includes. I might be coming to visit or bringing you some changes. I am fast and always on the move. If you see a negative card close by, you will probably not enjoy the reply. Okay, so for now, it could be a notification of a death that's already happened or something to do with that. But there's always hope, because that's what the anchor is. It's about hope. And let me read number 30, the Flower, just so we can see for sure that this cross death card is not as dreadful as it looks. Okay, number 30, the Lilies. Calm, peace, and serenity is what I preach. Your parents and elders show up under my symbol. I bring wisdom and experience. I signify a long-term relationship or ancestry. Contentment and satisfaction is my angle. The lily, from a pagan view, is symbolically of sexuality and passion, but also of purity. It can also symbolize motherhood. As a result, these calm-looking flowers with their glass-engraved background reflect a range of interpretations. That they are both growing and yet eternally captured in smooth glass without any of their essence shows the two sides of this card. We might suggest that they are a range of excitement, sexual nurturing, or the absence of that excitement and chastity. As a card, the lilies make the cards about them pure, simple, and excite their nature. A combination of the lilies and the bear might certainly indicate the power of a mother or maternal figure in the situation, depending on the question. So, I don't have that here, and it is above the coffin, which is next to the death card. So, let's move forward. I'm feeling right now that the cross card is behind us. Something that's already happened, or just happened, or will happen within the next 2 weeks. Because this reading is for the rest of May. Okay? Alright. This is for the rest of May. So the reading starts with the cross/death card. Okay? But we have the Rider, which is generally passive and positive, and the Lilies, which are also a positive serenity kind of a thing. So we're trying to bring peace into the situation that is here, where you're at. And the Anchor is also a very positive card. So we'll go back to the Anchor. Okay. And read the Anchor again so we know. With stability and security, I bring peace of mind. I push you to persevere and help you reach your goals. Watch out for negative cards. They might shekel or pull you down a hole. So with that, I want to say, just be careful of people trying to scam you. And I'm going to reiterate that again. Watch out for scammers. I know I did this with the last couple of readings, general readings as well. Scammers are out there. They're still trying to get me. And guess what? I got block. And then I'm now blocking. I'm now reporting every single one because I'm just tired of it. I'm not waiting to find out if they're good or bad. I'm just reporting and let them do the work. But if you get an email or a text of any kind from somebody you don't know saying, "What would you do with $10,000 if I had it for you right now?" Blah, blah, blah. And be honest. So you tell them the things you might do with that, right? And then they say, "Oh, if you just go over to the store and buy this card and put it in and give me the coordinates for that card and the password, and then we can transfer this money right over to your Cash App account." Bullshit. Okay. And then all of a sudden, it's from overseas. Another flag, right? And then you got to go get another card because it needs more money. So now it goes from 25 to 45. This was my scam that I got screwed on, okay? And I know I was stupid, all right? So you don't even have to go there with me. I'm just trying to help you not do the same thing. I tend to believe the good in people, but I grew up a little bit the hard way. And so I still try to believe the good in people, but now I just don't. All right, the anchor offers stability and security, being confident that your hard work will pay off in the long run. The anchor of the reverie is adorned with 2 fish. Yes, it is. Symbolizing abundance and wealth in the Lenormand. This is a card of assurance. You are protected in your time of need. Okay? So now we know that. We're starting with the death card. So a death card in any other deck would say you're transmuting negative energy. You're getting over a dark night of the soul. You're moving forward from a bad ending or a bad cycle or something, right? And it could have been a death in your life. It could have been an ending of something, job, a business, a friendship. I know I understand those losses as well. Okay, but I was just using those as examples. I don't know for what it stands for you. Only you will know. All right, so now we're going to go back to the number 4 because now we're heading in the positive direction. Abundance and wealth and comfort and timing and knowing that everything is going to be okay now. We will go to the number 4 card, which is the house. I am your family and your base, your ground and your home. I give you stability and comfort. I am your living arrangement and environment. I am what surrounds you and your estate. The cards around me will give you the signs of my present state or what the future will dictate. So we already know the anchor is a good card surrounding it, right? And we have the star card underneath. We already know that's truly positive. And then there's a man card on the other side right now. Of course, then we're looking at the lilies and the clovers. So this house card is a very positive thing moving forward. Okay, let's see what else it says. The sanctuary is to be found in the house, showing us family and home. The sanctuary that offers us shelter from the world. In the gilded reverie, we have the house depicted in such a way as to entice us home again to the nostalgic place of childhood. So you are feeling nostalgic, you're feeling like you miss your family probably, or you're missing a family. Okay. The house is built of gnarled roots, suggesting a place of permanent fixture and security. So, the open garden gate speaks of an opening being made available. So I will show you that. Okay. Alright, so there's your open garden gate, right? And the door's right there. And the window from your view. So the home is stability, which I said when I first pulled it, right? 4 is always a number of stability. However, it is depicted. It represents what we think of as our home, our dwelling, and our security. So it's the place you feel safest in. the place that you call home for you. And believe me, I know it could be anywhere. I have a room where I feel safer sometimes than I do in the whole place, the building, whatever, like where I live. But it's very secure here. I don't feel unsafe physically. I sometimes feel other things that make me question my security. All right, so we are moving on to the positive side. So the cross that we are bearing has us moving forward positively, and let's see what the man has to say with this, okay? Number 28. I could be you, the reader, or the male subject of your reading, or the male partner of your significator. So the significator could be anybody who's watching this video, or you could be the male on the other side watching this video. Okay. Significator for the male sitter or significator other of a female sitter or of the same gender relationship. An elegant-looking man sits upon the chair holding a red rose. He appears to be awaiting his companion. In the background, a window lights the scene, which is otherwise unadorned. It speaks of waiting, of patience, of quiet endurance. There is sensitivity to the scene that communicates the nature of the romance. He looks to the left of the card, which is the home. Okay, so he could be you. He could be the person you're looking for. He could be your husband. He could be the person you share a home with. Okay, but there's very good feelings about it. Let's see what the writer says now. Again, for the story here. All right, so I'm the writer who brings news. So now he's sitting here waiting for news on his beloved, or the arrival of a partner of some kind, okay? I am always bringing news. Look around me to see what that includes. Right, so the lilies, the mountain, which is an obstacle of some kind, and the cross, remember, so this is surrounded, but the lilies are still there. All right, so the rider of the Norman brings news. It is first card announces new things. In the gilded reverie, we behold a dreamy female rider who sits astride carousel horse. The horse who in fairy tale stories is the conveyor of messages. She may even be Iris, the Greek messenger of the gods. The fastened messenger bag across her shoulder may be suggestive of additional messages for different destinations along her night's voyage. In her hand, she grasps a white envelope, a letter that is out of the bag and ready to be delivered for the current reading. The carousel is the ideal metaphor, as this card is a new cycle, right? So the 36 was the death card, that's the end of a cycle, and now we have the 1 card, which is the beginning of a cycle. Carousel is the ideal metaphor, as this card is a new cycle being initiated and an ending of the old state. The ups and downs of the carousel also symbolize the magical flight that powers this messenger to its destination, freed from the ever-revolving merry-go-round of life, whose circular motion is also defined by the laws of physics as acceleration. Our rider symbolically reflects the pace and speed of information by which our lives are increasingly affected. Okay, so we know that he or she is waiting for the message from this home. And again, we'll do the lilies again, right? Okay, calm, peace, and serenity. Okay, so the writer is bringing in good information. We might suggest that there are a range of excitement, sexual nurturing, or absence of that excitement and chastity. As a card, these lilies make the cards about them pure, simple, or excite in nature. Combination, the power of mother. Okay, so we have the lilies next to the star, the lilies with the positive anchor, and then the lilies are sitting over top of the coffin. The lilies were also connected to the death card, the cross. So now that'll take that down another rabbit hole. Let's see what the 16 card is all about. because it is actually the one to the right of the lilies. Okay? Number 16. Shiny sparkles, guidance and healing is what I promise through a gentle feeling. I am reassurance, inspiration, and a new path for exploration. Wish upon a star, for I bring hope and light from afar. Yes, I agree. Again, more positivity. So, we're going in a good place. We just have a few bumps to get through, okay? In the game of hope, we make progress along a snakes and ladders type of map of life. At this stage, arriving at the star of good prospects, here we see the stars mapped out on zodiacal compass indicative of this very journey through life. The stars in the Lorman can be interpreted as a fixed course, something that is preordained. So basically, something that is already meant for you is coming. And it's next to the clover card, so it could be even more abundance, as the house and the anchor and the lilies also represent a form of financial abundance, stability. It's a card of optimism and ambition. We all have heard the saying about someone who has stars in their eyes. Keep those stars in your eyes. The stars card is a card that portends success and much promise and thanking one's lucky stars, okay? Because here comes number 2, the clover, right next to it. I bring you luck and happiness. I make things better. And as long as there isn't a negative card after me, I will turn difficulties into opportunities. I am the nice surprise and the happy nights. This card depicts an explosive reverie of clover, 3 and 4 leaf clovers bearing white flowers and set against the backdrop of an idyllic day. All right. Where this card is placed, all is well. When taken in context of the flower language, the white of the flowers is known to be a symbol, of remembrance. The card can mean think of me from someone afar. The 3-leaf clover is commonly known as the iris, is a shamrock, and is associated with luck. Since the 4-leaf clover is less prevalent, the act of finding one naturally in the wild is considered very lucky. The clover is also known to have association with love, passion, abandonment. Medieval poetry was full of passion, trying trysts between young lovers in fields of clover. So here we also have the state of being lucky in love. However, if the clover card lies next to the scythe, which it does not, expect the luck of love to be short-lived. But it is sitting next to the mountains card, which is obstacles. And the coffin card comes after that. With the clouds, which is diagonal down from clover, under the star, to the 6th card. But the sun is on that side of the card, which also means that you're moving away from trouble. So, and then the tree. So it's not bad, but there may be an obstacle coming in the way. And I still want to know what this coffin is, but we will get to that. 21 is the mountain. I come to bring you challenges and obstacles with blockages and resistance. I will make you late for your date, and my coldness will take emotion off the plate. Pay attention and be aware. I can be the enemy in your lair. Okay. The mountain is symbolic of obstacles in our way. Whilst it may be there to be conquered, as we see from the animal looking upon it, it is certainly in our way. In the reverie, the mountain appears to us as an almost impossible obstacle, according with its origins of a card of detour, slowing us down. In fact, when combined with other cards, it shows that we might abandon our planned route and take another path. Consider the mountain with the tower a delay from governmental related, and mountain with the cross, completely uphill struggle. Other cards of similar nature include the choice card we don't have, or the 16 card, which we are next to the star. Excuse me. Which offers good prospects and clearer navigation. So, it's going to be a hindrance. It's going to be an obstacle, but it's not going to last. But let's see what the 8 card is telling us, because that is right next to that mountain card. And that is the coffin card. I am the painful change and transition. You will feel me through your body, your mind, and certainly your wallet. Depression, loss, and bankruptcy are my specialties. I am sickness and bed rest. I am all endings and sometimes death. The coffin of the Reverie deck harks back to the ancient Egyptian period. Although traditionally seen as an ending or finality, this is also symbolic of an initiation that brings a final reckoning of our life purpose. It is often when we are faced with life-changing events or illnesses that we evaluate the important aspects of our life. Here in the Reverie world, we see the coffin in the form of a sarcophagus flanked by the imposing figure of Anubis, the god of embalming and protector of the dead. One of his roles is to assist with weighing the heart to ascertain the worthiness of the person to enter the afterlife. The significance of this card can be actual ending or something as we know it. Oh, an actual ending of something as we know it. Okay. Alright, well, the 6. So we got an ending, a transition that came from the death card, cross. We're still making good progresses, so here's what I'm saying. With the anchor, the house, that brings stability and abundance, and then we have the star and the clover, which brings in good luck and also other forms of abundance, and the lilies, which is protective as the rider brings in the message, okay, of the obstacle the mountain brings to Anubis in the transition. Okay, so this is one big transition, but it's not all bad. It's not all going to be bad. It's not going to stay bad. But it is going to take some real grief. It is going to take some real time for you to absorb what happened and get yourself to move forward from it. But it shouldn't be a never-ending story like this 9 of Swords would be, right? The 6, we'll read the 6 because that's the clouds. So when you have the 6, I'll show it to you. All right. I think I showed you. The 6, you have the clouds are on the one side, so the dark side. So the card next to the dark side, which is the death, is the coffin card. And then the sun, so you're going out of it, which is the tree card is next to that. So we want to see what the 6 is going to tell us here. Next to the coffin. I am dark on one side, light on the other. Conflicts and doubts I am sure to bring. You will not be able to see clearly. I will block your perception and let confusion reign. One thing I promise for sure is that I will pass, because the sun always shines after the storm has passed. A card symbolizing foreboding and change, the negative or positive influence is expressed by the direction of the dark aspect of the clouds. Faces. The ascending birds on the right-hand side of the card and the glorious breakthrough sun promise liberation from uncertainty. This card can also warn of the obscuring of a truth. There is a lack of clarity with regards to a situation. Something needs to be revealed. A revelation may be in the offing. The darker aspects of the card are to be found in the lower left, where we see lightning striking. Okay. Right, so probably the worst part, which is right next to that coffin. See the lightning striking there? Right, so this is all right next to that coffin. And this is on the other side, going away from it. So now that we've gone through the obstacle that the mountains bring and the passing, transition, and suffering that the coffin brings. Not necessarily suffering, it's a transition. So I said, I am a sickness and bed rest. I am all endings and sometimes death. So something came to an end, right? All right, so the darker aspects of the card are to be found in the lower left, where we see the lightning striking the tree of the previous card, right? Which would be number 5 we don't have. Oh, we do. The tree of the... Okay, I got it. Which we do have the tree, because 6 is here and then 5 is next, so that's the tree. All right, we'll get there next. This image reflects uncertainty and confusion. In some systems of Lenormand reading, the bright and dark edges of this card are used to tell us if the confusion is before us or behind us. In the Reverie, we are also able to tell if it is above us or below us, right? So, I will say that the tree it's striking, even though it's next in our deck, in our reading, that is next to the coffin. So I think that is the issue we're going through by the transition. This is particularly useful in grand tableau reading, where we are looking at diagonals, a more advanced means of reading, which I do tend to look at the diagonals. So if I'm looking at your clouds, it goes down to the house and up to the clover, right? The sun is the positive side, and the tree down to this house here, which we haven't gotten to yet in the reading, right? But it's also the coffin card is next to the dice, which is generally good luck. So, like I said, this is going to be a hiccup, an obstacle, not one that isn't able to be overcome, though. All right, so let me see what the 5 card tells us now. That's the tree it's striking. I am here to stay and grow. I am the health of your body, mind, and soul. So even though it got struck by lightning, it's still healthy and it's not going anywhere, okay? So lightning struck it, but it's not going to force it out of life, okay? Look for the cards next to me to find out more about me. When negative cards are closed, pack some tissues for your nose. Okay. And now the tree card is actually on the sunny side of the 6 card. So even though the tree card is the one that the lightning is striking, the tree card is going forward, not backward. So that means it's here to stay. And it's not a terrible thing. All right. Because as one thing I promise for sure is that I will pass, because the sun always shines after the storm has passed, right? Okay. The card's meaning can also be seen in the rainbow, perhaps suggesting that true health is to be found in aligning ourselves between that which is above and that which is below. The harmony of the colors reflecting through the tree symbolize the holistic nature of healing and life itself. So you are going through a transition. You are going to be healing from that transition, death card, whatever it was that went away. And there's your tree with the rainbow, right? So that's on the other outside of the deck here. So the rainbow is there, showing you peace, showing you hope. And it is connected to the star card, which also brings in that hope and happiness and peace and serenity with the flowers, and the clover card. And it is also connected to the moon card that we can get to yet, and the birdhouse, which is the last card. Okay, so let us get now to the positive forward movements here of the dice, 39. I am the risk, the gamble you choose to take. I am the uncertain and the leap of faith. Kind of like the Fool card. So you've been through the transition. You've kind of got good things and bad things going on at the same time, but you're healing, you're growing, you're transmuting the negativity, you're becoming a higher level person. You are not letting it hold you back. You are dealing with the obstacles as they come through, and the death of anybody or any person that has already happened. I still strongly feel like this is about a death that already happened. or is just about happened. I'm not sure about that part right now because I want to make sure I finish reading the rest of the cards so I don't misinterpret what it's telling me. Well, Norman deck is exciting because you can see even diagonally the positives. I mean, I go from the dice to the death to the coffin card and to the star and to the man, right? If I go from the cross where the death card is, that's the death card, then I go to the lilies, and as it said in the lilies, your ancestors are lying below me, which is the coffin. Okay, so somebody in your family on the other side is also here to help you. And then below that, if I go diagonally down and we're going from the cross of the death card to the lilies to grieving is over, we're moving forward, and then we're going down to the broom card, which is sweeping all the shit away. Okay, kind of like that's how you see diagonals when you're looking at the storyline that you're trying to understand. And by me just glancing through this, the cross card, the coffin card, the mountain card, and the clouds card, those are just obstacles, like pain in the ass things. Or like I said, it's about a death that happened or just happened. Somebody you're grieving, maybe even a broken relationship, maybe your job went out of business, you lost your job, that kind of a thing. Death can be anything. It doesn't have to be a person either. You need to know that. But when you're looking at the Lenormand deck, you're talking more literally. So when I see the cross card, which stands for death, and the coffin card in the same reading, I tend to believe that it's about a death that happened already. That maybe the family isn't agreeing on shit. Maybe there's some really strong battles going on within the family unit from somebody they just lost. And I'm so sorry if that's you right now, because I know it can be so hard to lose somebody. And if they don't have a will, or if they don't have their last rights and a living will from a living will. My mom had a living will, which designed exactly what she wanted at the end of her life once she knew she had cancer, so we knew what to do. It didn't cause family problems, and we just took care of business, and that helped our grieving and our healing to move faster. Now, you never really completely heal from losing somebody you're that close to, obviously, but you do learn to live and move forward and just try to keep them in your heart and soul, and know that they are reaching out to you, because right now I got chills through my entire body. So I do really feel like this is talking about somebody who's already lost and is on the other side already and is trying to reach out and help you, whoever this may relate to. I mean, could be not as deep, but I feel this very deep because the chills are amazing. So if you're the family that's fighting about trinkets and bullshit, about things that, this is worth all it is, I don't know why he would leave it to you, or she would give you something like that, I'm the one that took care of her, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you gotta get away from that shit, okay? Because whoever he or she is that is gone doesn't want you to do that. They didn't want any of that. This is exactly why people in the real world, and when they have to transition to death, they have to go back and see what their life was and what they did and didn't do, and what they could have done differently and whatever. And I don't ever want to doubt what I did or didn't do at the end of my life. I'm doing what's right for me now, okay? And that's what you should be doing. But I'm going to tell you to fight amongst your families about somebody who's gone. If that person wrote a will and they put down their intentions, no matter what might have been going on the last 2 weeks of that poor person's life, it doesn't matter. That was put on paper. So there was intention there, there was love there, there was something else put in there. That just let it go. Stop fighting. Remember what you had with that person yourself. Listen, I didn't really get to say goodbye the way you would normally say goodbye, like to my mother-in-law. And I will tell you, other than my own mom, it was really quite devastating because I couldn't be included in the way I would have been included had I still been in the family. Okay, so my connection to her was pretty equal to my mother and myself, okay? And that's how I felt about her. I know that's how she felt about me, and I know that her family knew that. They didn't normally interfere with shit like that. Mom was her own person. We remained friends. We remained close all the time she was alive after. I tried to spend as much time as I could with her without causing conflict in other people's lives, because I just wasn't about that. I just wanted to go see Mom. I just wanted to have tea with Mom. I just wanted to spend time with Mom. I didn't want to worry about everybody else's feelings and all of that, because none of you gave a fuck about my feelings in it, in the beginning, in the middle, or at the fucking end. So I don't care how you felt about it, or how the wife felt about it, or the sister felt about it, or this one felt about it. I don't care. I care about how I felt about it and how y'all dissed me in it. So I'm not gonna fight with anybody about that shit. That's my cross to bear, right? That's my cross to bear, okay? Y'all have your own fucking cross to bear in the loss of whoever this was for you, okay? Fighting with family members and people in or outside of the family isn't going to change the loss. It's not going to take it away. So stop it. Whoever it was that passed would never want you to be doing that. Respect that person's feelings. When they were alive, they made a decision, and this is what they wanted, this is what they did. Leave it alone after that, okay? It's not about you. It's about that person. Her, him, whoever it was. That's the obstacle I feel like you're going through right now. And it's you can make it worse or better by your own damn behavior. Okay? When somebody dies, it's absolutely fucking tragic. There's no time, no need for the fighting. Okay? Go through your grief. Go through your grief. Cry, laugh, yell. Remember, eventually you get to acceptance. You can't change what other people say or do. And you can't worry about how somebody else feels about it at this point. That person is gone. They can't tell you one way or the other the question you might have because they couldn't answer it before they died. And they probably wouldn't have fucking answered it. Come on. Oh, is that my favorite? Was she always your favorite? Listen to my sister and I. My sister used to tell me I'm the beautiful one. She'd pat her face and look in the mirror. See? That's why Mom loves me so much. And I used to smack her in the back of the fucking head and said, kiss my ass, bitch, because my mom doesn't even love me. It doesn't matter. And then my sister would turn around and she would literally almost smack me across the face and say, really? Really? You really think that about my mom? So you see, now I'm laughing about it. My sister will be gone in July. It'll be 5 years. Oh, wait. Hold on. My brain dead moments. She died a year after my mother-in-law, who was the person that was my everything after everything. And so she died in 21. Okay. So it's, 25. It's been 4 years. It'll be 4 years. My mom died on May 3rd. It was 32 years. Okay. I know my mom loved me. I know my mom loved me. I'm an adult now. I'm going to act like one, okay? But when my mom died, I was 25 years of age, and I had 2 babies. And I say babies because they're full-grown-ass adults now that I want to smack around a little bit, okay? But I just can't because I love them too much. But fighting over what Mom wanted, what Dad wanted, what Grandma wanted, whoever you're fighting over, your best friend, I don't know, whoever it is that you were that close to. I was trying to find something like, I feel like there's another situation going on with this, okay? It could have been your best friend, right? But I never doubted, and as you should not ever doubt how much somebody loved you. Whoever that was that passed away, they loved you with their heart and soul. You might not have always agreed with things that got said and done, but that didn't change the love, okay? So stop fighting. Stop the family fighting. And just grieve the loss. You are all sharing the same loss. You can't say you feel more lost than this one feels more lost. That's not true, okay? It's just not true. Let's finish reading the dice now. I'm sorry I got so heavy in that, but I really wanted to put that there because I really feel that that is what this is about. Somebody who's already passed and the family is fighting over shit, whatever it is. Stop fighting. Go with the wishes of the person who will put it down on paper. If they did not put it on paper, split fucking everything equally. Make it equal. If you were going to give me something and I really said, no, I just really don't want that. It's fine. Have an adult conversation about things, not fighting like you're still children. Okay. Dice. I am the risk, the gamble you choose to take. I am the uncertain and the leap of faith. I offer the promise of future change. Possibly negative cards to my right will foretell my ill, but positive cards will bring about a happy state. Which we have, are you feeling lucky today? Well, are you? The two dice provide an element of chance and opportunity, a possibility, and a new element to be introduced into the situation. They signify randomness and a risk that one chooses to take rather than the clover, which means discovered luck. The random outcome of the dice can either punish or reward and may influence the surrounding cards. It's okay. This would indicate a fair weather... Alternatively, the dice can indicate an attitude of playfulness as well as fun and games. It could also suggest risky behavior is gambling. Okay? While this card image appeared in early games similar to the prototype for the Lenormand, it is also a nod to the history of the deck, which was originally a game played with dice and cards. The dice are now incorporated into the deck in the same way the meanings of the cards have been fixed, rather than being looked up in a fortune book, as was originally the case. I'm still looking it up because I don't know every card by deck, and it always has a different meaning depending on what card it's sitting next to. So that's why I'm starting to use this deck more often as well, so that I can get to know the deck better. And I am doing pretty good with it, actually. Alright, so if you're still here, thank you. I'm so absolutely appreciative because I didn't even get to the tarot decks that I wanted to use. But we are going to move on to the number 19 card now. The Tower. That's what that is. Okay, so the Tower under the coffin, next to the moon and next to the dice. And kitty corner to the obstacle mountains. Okay. And it is at the corner of the clouds where the lightning is striking the tree. Okay? So, again, I'm sorry for your loss, if it is a loss. And I'm sorry because I'm sure it just happened and it was very unexpected. Or at least not expected the way it came. Okay? God rest your soul. Unlike the tower in the tarot, the Lenormand tower is symbolic of a structure that offers protection and security. In the game of hope, it is a watchtower built on high ground for surveillance over the countryside beyond. In current times, it may relate to border control or control of passage to a city. As such, they have multiple meanings, ranging from authority to education to places of power and legal dealings. Okay. The tower, then, is a seat of power and often means bureaucracy. When combined with the letter, Read the small, when it's even worse when accompanied by the snake, which you don't have. In some books, it can be symbolic of a place of isolation, such as a hermitage. It then carries occult meanings, and remote Tower of Reverie also has this connotation. It is sometimes within oneself that the watch needs turning. So here's the tower, what they're talking about. Bureaucracy, law, something unexpected. The tower is always something unexpected. I don't care what deck you're in. To me, that is always something unexpected. A seat of power. Wow, I feel like this has something else going on too. Like the tower next to taking a risk. And the moon card, so we are going there. I'm feeling something really different with that tower though. The moon, love and romance, intuition and psychic abilities, imagination and creativity are but a few of the ideas I stand for. I reach across the sky and influence the waters. I am admired all around. I bring fame, I bring honors. The moon card in the Reverie is depicted as a crescent holding in horns the various cycles of her nature, from the new moon to the full. Below her is a clockwork orrery, indicating that her nature is affected by the mechanics of the universe, right? That's this thing, right? So the universe is in control of this tower and the bureaucracy of taking the chance. Number 11. It is the broom, birch or broom, it says. Be warned of high temper. Okay, so we just had this whole conversation where I went off on all of you, whoever it is, right? To stop fighting amongst yourselves and stop making it worse, because you could bring upon you another death. Another ending. Something that didn't need to end and shouldn't have ended. Arguments and quarrels are my patent, but I am not always a villain. I can be found in the gym or in a lusty bed on a whim. The birch broom is one of the troublesome cards in the Lenormand. Unlike in tarot, there are definitely favorable and unfavorable cards in this system. When the birch comes, frenzy will be whipped up, creating discord, and a person will be quick to anger. The card is trouble, strife, disharmony, and conflict. So you got one of them black cat people in your life too, right? You got one of those people who will do things on purpose to trigger you, who will say the things they never got to say after somebody passes away. This is definitely a person who's got some hurt and some anger and some serious things to say, but not in a good way. Not sit down, let's have a talk about this and talk through a tough conversation. No, this is I'm gonna come over and beat your ass kind of conversation. This card is trouble, strife, disharmony, conflict, argument, and all things stressful. A crack of the whip will be exerted either by you or against you. The Reverie depicts the curling whip and the birch, a bundle of branches tightly bound, which was used to reprimand and castigate. Birching was used in France during the French Revolution and during the time of Millie Lenormand herself. In its most positive sense, we have here a card calling us to bring our forces and attention together to get focused and to get all our ducks in a fucking row. Do you understand? You don't need to fight about it. Maybe you didn't even know this person felt like that. The last card is the birds in the birdhouse. That's the last one, okay, that I'm reading. A phone call, a text, or a date. This is how I communicate. I am in meetings or interviews. I like to negotiate. I can be your sibling, your lover, or your mate. Couples is what I indicate. Wow. This card may be symbolic of a jabber, gossip, or passing of information of a positive kind, as ever dependent on the cards which in the company is to be found. So this is not a good card. So let's not start gossiping and passing stories around about shit that ain't true just because you don't get something out of the fucking will, or you don't get your way about something, or you didn't get something you wanted to have, or you didn't get to have the say or the last say, the first say or the middle say. Let's stop thinking about ourselves in this situation, right? Because gossiping and passing stories is going to hurt more than just one person. And it is going to come back and bite you right in the fucking ass. So let me tell you that. So you're going to hurt many people by running your mouth. Okay? This card may be symbolic of a jabber, gossip, or the passing of information. Many voices together are louder than one. It is also the modern view of crowdsourcing or mass communication. It can be simple as an announcement that travels quickly or is distributed widely, especially when the rider card, number 1. Well, the rider card is in here, so it could be a big drop of information that you didn't see coming. This, too, is the ever-growing world of Facebook and Twitter communication. This card may mean liberal tweeting. There may, however, be miscommunication with the Chinese whispers effect. In fairy tales, characters are sometimes given the ability to understand the language of the birds, and it could be that the card signifies a misunderstanding, particularly when combined with the birch. Last cards in the reading. Okay. Let's pull some cards. I know this is a long reading. I don't apologize. This is a reading that needed to happen. Because whoever this is resonating with is having a really fucking hard time right now. So I send out hugs and love and healing to you. And I'm telling you right now, I want to make you understand this reading is between now and the end of the month, okay? So what has happened already, okay? If there's a death, it's already happened. You're already dealing with it. You've done the announcement. You've done probably the funeral or the wake. You've done. So I'm asking Spirit for a little guidance. A mature man, poverty, so maybe not a rich man, huh? And a child is involved. A child, but the child doesn't have to be an actual child. The child can actually be a child of the person who passed, okay? So somebody who is in poverty, maybe. Let's see. All right, universe. What else do I need to know about this? We have a lot of positive cards in here. We have a lot of positive growing from this situation. Sometimes it's a matter of forgiving and letting go. I don't know if the person who passed away did something. Maybe the person was guilty of doing something and put somebody in poverty on purpose. I don't know. I don't really think so. Because I see a journey coming. So maybe it's a part of something that you don't know and you're going to take a journey to figure it out. Totally possible. The child of the parent, I guess, that passed. Alright? Because there's a new pathway. A journey and a pathway. Alright? So somebody's going on a journey to figure out why we're still in poverty. mature man and a child. Okay. Poverty might be many different things. It doesn't always, I know it depicts poverty. Look at the person, they don't have good clothes on, they're dirty, they're living in a dilapidated place outside, sleeping on the sidewalk, whoever, right? Just kind of representation of somebody is what that is. And there's a black cat, which also brings luck. And he's also holding 3 bars or some kind of metal containers. And he's got his friend the rat there. Okay. So this journey and this pathway going on is going to make some changes happen. Absolutely. And like I said, there's still so many good cards in this reading. The Tower was necessary, right? And the poverty, it could be all about your mindset. It doesn't have to be actual poverty. This is how you see somebody who's poor. I gotta tell you, I've seen people who have nice clothes, have a phone, have a car, and they're poor. I think most of us today are poor, to be honest with you, because unless you are a politician, a CEO of any business, corporation-wise, you are not getting the money you deserve to have, and abundance is our birthright. And staying positive is not always easy, but along this journey, on this pathway that you're taking now to figure it out, find a union of some sort, lovers or partnership. Excuse me. There's also a courthouse, okay? So this may end up in a court of law. And I'm pretty sure this person is not going to be very happy. Your ancestor who passed really didn't want it to go there, okay? Because apparently been in bad health for a long time while he was working still and didn't need to be. Because his poverty was in his mindset. As an older person passing, because it does say mature man here, right? So that's where I'm taking it from. We've always worked hard for our money. I don't care if you're anywhere over 50. Our younger generations today don't always have the same outlook and mentality on death and transition and towers befalling us, right? You don't always know that it could end up in a courthouse for no reason, because we're letting our emotions get in our way because of things we didn't know. And I will say that the moon also reveals hidden things, or helps you to understand there are things that are hidden that you don't know about. So you weren't on the know, so you didn't know the situation. All right, so you didn't even know they were in bad health. That's how I feel here. You didn't know they were sick, or that something was. I use my good friend he just passed away a couple of weeks back now. 80 years old, still working. I didn't know he was 80. Of course, I don't judge people of any age, really, unless you look younger than me. He was a retired officer. He's got a lot of years of working, and he pretty much died 3 days after his last day of work. And whatever happened right after he left work. And I think he worked as a means of socialization. Like, his wife had already passed, and he needed to be out there around people so he didn't feel more lonely than he was already feeling after losing his wife. But poverty comes in different forms, and it's not always about money. Okay? You need to understand that. So toiling in labor and having bad health, I don't think he ever went to a doctor more than he ever had to. I mean, he felt good, so why did he need to go to a doctor? And that's what he used to say. I don't need to go to a doctor. I feel good. But he didn't know he was in bad health, right? And would it have mattered? Right? Would it have mattered? I don't think it would have, right? So I'm hoping that y'all keep it out of the courthouse. Whatever happened. Here today, gone tomorrow. Try to remember that, okay? Here today, gone tomorrow. Try to remember that. It is so important to take care of yourselves. I have friends that I've had for 40 plus years, and I love each and every one of them. Do we see each other every day? No. You know, that happens. Life happens, right? I just dropped that card. Hold on. I can tell you now from my last physical, you know, I'm healthy. I feel good most of the time, except for this last year of being sick with sinus infections and ear infections. That was just from working too much. Stop working so much, right? Now, how can we, right? Because in our distant horizons, we know we're going to die, so. But we are here for a reason, okay? So if you're a family who's just going through grief right now and you're fighting over shit, stop. Just stop. If you knew, if he had it in writing, he or she, whoever it was, go with what is there and try to work out an amicable agreement with everybody, because there's no need to fight over things. We're not taking it with us. He didn't. She didn't, right? Come on now. Spirit, anything else you want me to pass along with this? Clarification? Maybe you'll find that there was somebody who was dating, she or he was dating somebody, and they're going to find out that they're gone and they didn't know. They didn't know. But don't be doing the gossip shit, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to find out something on that pathway and on that journey that you need to be using towards your grief and your healing of this loss. You need to go through the things, have the conversations with people. Conversations, not fighting. It's not worth the fight over. I found my own way to grieve when I lost Mom. I found my own way to say goodbye. Okay? Both of my moms. My mom and my mother-in-law's. Okay? I had my own way of doing it. I go to the cemeteries and I go there. They're not there. Okay? You need to understand this. You're going to a cemetery to talk to your family. They're not there. You can talk to them right in your house because they're probably right next to you. Okay? Spirits are around you most of the time. Somebody is always around you, watching out for you, always. Even somebody who isn't on the up and up. All right? Any other cards here, Spirit, for this reading from this Kipper deck, okay? I know this reading is very long, and I do apologize. We are now at 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to try to end it in the next 10, okay? I just wanted to see... Well, I guess there's a great fortune on the income. I wanted to see, with the tarot deck here, if there was any other clarifications of the battle that you're fighting or of the grief that you're feeling, something that I could help with in that sense with this reading. So I will shuffle this tarot deck real quickly, okay? And I am sorry for the length. If it doesn't resonate with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Pass it on to other people that might be going through this very thing. I mean, I still grieve every day. I miss my mothers. I miss my sister. I miss everybody who's on the other side that I've had a life with. My best friend Pam. There are people on the living side of this world that don't take and make the time of day for each other. I'm tired of being the only one that drives the road one way. It goes two ways. I can't be the only giver. I've given enough away in my life. Spirit, how can we help this collective reading from now until the end of May? Dealing with grief is not fun, okay? And it is a lifetime. It's a new way to learn to live. It's a new way to live when you're still living and somebody you love is not, okay? Please, Spirit, any card, one or two cards, just to... Okay, so there's another message coming in. Page of Swords is coming in with a message for you, and the Queen of Wands. She's very regal and elegant and beautiful and filled with fire. She wants to help you to get through this and to move forward on your path, on your journey. So she or he, it could be an energy of both. The Emperor is also here, so there is another powerhouse involved in this situation in the family. Okay? Yeah. And the King of Coins. So we're probably talking about some money, I guess, right? Listen, the great fortune, the abundance is for everybody, but you know, I gotta tell you, it can also create despair in your life. You can be very rich and very lonely, okay? And I won't even joke around with you about this because it's the truth. Great fortune can come at a time when you are in the highest despair because you lost somebody. Here's the coffin card in another deck. Because you lost somebody. And again, it brings in sudden wealth and everybody's fighting over it. Shouldn't you be concerned about why we'd be fighting over money that wasn't yours to begin with? The King of Coins brings in balance. Share it equally. Whatever, it wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. It was his or hers. He earned it. He worked for it. He or she, sorry. The Emperor is here to tell you to show some self-respect and respect to the person who passed and respect for the family he had and created. If he left you something, say thank you. If you want to share it, share it. If you don't, move on. It's okay. The Queen of Wands is telling you all to let it the fuck go. Let it go. Take what you got and move on. Grieve the loss. Repair the family pain that's been created. That's what creates the despair. So somebody had money and they left it to everybody but you. Who cares? Really? Come on. Did you love the person? Did you give a fuck? You just upset because he didn't leave you any money. Come on now. Money isn't everything. Abundance is our birthright. Abundance isn't always about money. You had a richness in family. Material possessions, they don't go with you. You die. They stay here. You have a chance while you're alive to leave it to somebody who's going to take care of it, who will appreciate it, who will be happy with it, who will take care of it. Right? So you have a decision on the other side of there, 2 wands. Look at that anger in his face. You could do the right thing or the wrong thing. I'm sorry, this is the 5 of Wands. But I saw 2 because it's the way it's set. So I see a decision does still need to be made. Right? And that's why we're fighting. But now you're fighting with yourself because you deserve it over somebody else? I don't think so. And here's the 9 of Wands. Be the man or the woman that the person who passed thought you always were. They can't see you from the other side. They know you're grieving, but they know you better, and they know what you're going to do. Stop fighting. It's really what it's all about right now, right? You should be celebrating the life, building a team as a family, and moving forward and supporting each other and helping each other grieve and get through these things. Somebody's got to go through the house, right? Somebody's got to figure out what to do with the cars and the debt and all of these things that are left, right? Who's going to get the life insurance? You got to work on this together as a family, not be mad at this, that, and everything else. And you're mad because the person passed away. You're mad because the person ain't here anymore. And maybe it could have been prevented. No. Eventually it was going to happen. I'm sorry. We can't bring them back, but you will meet them again. You will see them again. That's part of your healing. Okay? Going forward, what can we do for this group that resonates with this loss? And the new journey with the sudden wealth? And the other cards here. Okay. 9 of Swords. Never-ending nightmare. Not dealing with reality. Not seeing things the way they are supposed to be. And the way they were meant to be. You are where you are supposed to be right now. And you cannot move forward if you are reliving every mistake you ever made. Not forgiving yourself for it. Grieve your loss. Get some help. Keep living. Some of this is about your ego too. Remember that. Fire signs in this here. The Ace of Wands. There's a new opportunity coming in to help you heal, to help you grow, to build you back up. Okay? Stop judging yourself so harshly. Judgment card. I see the hands. Somebody's trying to help you out of your own head. Get out of your head. That opportunity on that pathway, that success, the abundance is going to happen because the person who passed, the person who's no longer part of the situation here, made it happen. Not because you did. So stop fighting. Time to rest, recover, heal. Bottom of the deck. 4 of Swords. Step back, take a rest. Give yourself some time. See things for what they really are. Not out of anger, not out of hurt, not out of harsh words or pain, okay? Because the opportunity of a lifetime is coming your way and you're going to have to take that opportunity. You have to. It's what's meant to be. 8 of Wands. And it's coming in real fast. So you're not going to have a whole lot of time to pull your family together to get this to work out. You're just going to have to take charge. Take control. Everybody else is falling apart. Put yourself back together enough to take care of business for the person who passed. Take care of the business that person wanted you to take care of. Because your opportunity to grow, your abundance, your journey, your new opportunities that are coming in, they're not going to wait for you. to finish it up so you're not hurting everybody's feelings. That person who passed made their decision, okay? And honestly, this could have happened, a month ago or 10 years ago, and you're still fighting. This is my point. It doesn't have to be something that just happened. Get some help. Seek some counseling. Find somebody to talk to outside of the circle. Get your healing started for you. You can't take care of everybody. I can't heal everybody. I can only help those that want to be helped, okay? And at 1:30 at this point, I'm going to call this an end to this reading. Again, if you are the person going through the grief and the loss and the battling in this family, I send hugs and healing. If you are just a friend or a bystander who's looking for new opportunities and it is coming, you have a few hiccups along the way, the clouds and the mountains, but it's all clear sailing because there's also the cloves, the flowers, the house, the man waiting. Okay, new love is abundant and is coming. Go back and watch it over or watch it in pieces, because some of this doesn't all have to do with the death or the grief. Okay, there are things in the middle of this reading that are helping you to grow and become stronger and balanced and stable. Number 4, stable. Okay. With that, for my collective reading, like, share, subscribe, please and thank you. Leave me any comments if any of this resonated for you. I do readings. Feel free to request readings from my email. I also have a business, Haven Jewels, that I'm trying to rebuild. I make jewelry. I do minor repairs. I also starting a new job, so my hours will be a little different. I'll be bouncing around. I'll reset up my schedules for my collective is done. I will start on Aries coming up for my next reading. And this time we're going to go in the right order, not backwards. I also have my Venmo account and my Cash App connected here to this reading in the description box. For any donations that you can make to contribute a seed to this business, I thank you very much. If you cannot, it is absolutely fine. I hope that these messages have helped you today and going forward. If you like, share, and subscribe, you will get notification of my very next reading. God bless. Love, light, and peace.